happening, everybody? We are back March 12th, 2012. There's a lot to talk about, actually.
March Madness starts, what, Thursday?
March Madness is here, and it starts Thursday. Actually, the last four, there's what they call the first round bye. 60 teams get a first round bye. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway.
Hey, let me ask you something. We're gonna talk about that first, obviously.
Well, actually, we're gonna talk about some MMA shit because we're
not gonna talk about March Madness first.
Nah, because but the one thing I am gonna say before we get to that later on in the show, if you guys did our tournament, our bracket last year was a lot of fun. Go back and do it again this year. The tournament pick 'em on Yahoo. It's a private group. What you want to do? The group ID number is 32636, and the password is subscribe. So go there, make a bracket. Whoever wins, we will send a shirt. Actually, we'll send a sweatshirt if they want.
Oh, shit. Though.
Yeah, man. And anyway, real quick, let's do the shout-outs. I just wanted to give it a mad shout-out to Joker Josh because that motherfucker is always holding it down on Twitter. Big shout-outs to Joker Josh. Shout-out to Reed Karate. Also, a shout-out to a guy who's followed our show for a while, Mason Chance. He's from Canada. He fights in Canada. He's a bantamweight, and he won his first fight via triangle choke.
Now, speaking of choking, and I see his little thing here. I put my, I guess, money where my mouth is. I don't know. But it's up to you. If you guys want to see me, yes, me, get choked out, all you have to do is go watch the Yamasaki video.
Go to sleep.
Nice job, Sip.
Fight him, Craig.
So, if you want to see me get choked out, all that Yamasaki video has to do is get the 5,000 views. Unfortunately, I didn't put a cap on it. I should have said within 48 hours because I'm pretty sure it's going to get 5,000 views.
Oh, it'll visit.
Because I have friends I went to high school with putting me on blast.
Oh, yeah. I told, Morgan Paraskavis is the guy that we interviewed who's one of the head instructors over at Yamasaki. And he's like, Kevin, do you think it's going to get to 5,000? I'm like, I can make any video get to 5,000 if I just tweet that shit out enough. So you guys help us get to 5,000. And you guys, I swear, when George gets choked out, I'm sure it'll be well worth it. I can't believe, George, you just rolled yourself into that shit, dude. You're a bad motherfucker, dude. Yeah, seriously. Mm-hmm. You're definitely taking one for the team. Because I ain't bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway, MMA news, since we'll kind of roll into that.
It's surprising we had 6 weeks off of the major UFC events. The first time we get to see the UFC current fighter houses live. There's other big things going on, but I guess we're going to touch on some MMA news.
Yeah, we're going to start with, this whole Pat Curran
This could literally be, I think it's Pat Curran.
Pat Curran,
whatever.
I'm sorry.
This could literally be a show unto itself.
It really could. And if you guys didn't have the opportunity, George turned me on to it.
Gross negligence on the referee's part.
It really was. Bellator fight.
The shit out of you.
Yeah. Was it a featherweight or bantamweight bout?
I don't know. It was for the title, whatever it was.
It was for the title. And Joe Warren was the title holder. He was the belt holder.
Joe Warren now he'll be lucky if he ever fights again, from what I'm reading. He suffered a concussion.
But if you guys haven't seen the video, just go on YouTube and put in Pat Curran's name, Pat Curran, C-U, I think, R-A-N.
Yeah.
And he KOs Joe Warren. That's the video. And the fight literally lasts a little over a minute.
Well, but they're showing you the highlights of the knockout.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that was the whole fight.
The video lasts like literally a minute.
You'll see it. It's easy. It's a minute and 15 seconds for all you people who bitch about coming to our thing and not seeing a video. This is actually, the reason why the video's up? Because it's on Bellator's fucking page.
Right.
If you have a problem not seeing the UFC videos, go to the UFC page and bitch at them. Don't bitch at us.
Right.
But anyway, I told Kevin, I think if you're going to be a mixed martial arts referee or a combative sport referee, you need to compete at some level, so you know what it's like.
Choked out and knocked out.
Yes.
So yeah. I mean,
it was disgusting.
He hits this guy. What an knee shake. He hits him with the knee.
And what I was told is what you missed before the knee, he got hit with a head kick. So it was a head kick into that knee. So it was a head kick first, and then he hits him with the knee, and Warren's arms go stiff.
They stretch straight the fuck out. And I mean, when somebody's arms are straight out like this and they're locked like that, you know they're not. I mean, you got to know that they're out. They're out cold.
That switch got flipped.
Now, I will say this: it was bizarre how he stayed on his feet. Like, I don't know how he stayed on his feet because he was obviously out upstairs. But he was, I've seen where Simon Brown got knocked out and he's punching in the air, and I've seen people go straight out and get stiff like that. But this guy was on his feet, and he was he looked like that dude on Dave Chappelle that would.
And look, I don't blame Pat for doing his job. And let's face it, that dude is standing in the way of your win bonus. He's standing in the way of your belt. He's standing in the way of the way you feed your family.
Right.
But at some point, I would think even as a fighter, I might pull back. There was a point where Joe Warren even starts to turn his back, and the ref's still going.
Yeah, there were so many knees and hits, and it was literally, it went on for probably about 30, 40 seconds.
And what does Herbal Deans and Big John say, and all of them? You need to intelligently defend yourself.
Yeah.
At no point was Joe Warren defending. He was turning. He was going like this.
Did he ever throw a punch? Nothing. I mean, his arms were like this pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, it was bad. It's a terrible. If Joe, the only reason I say Joe Warren might never fight again is because that's what I've read. They said that one fighter was backstage and he saw him come back and he literally felt scared for that guy. I felt bad for him because he was being carried back through. He was out. I mean, he's out of the hospital, but he has a concussion. Yeah. You know, how bad is the concussion? How long? I mean, obviously, concussion-like symptoms. Ask Sidney Crosby about concussions.
Yeah, I mean, that can be it. It could be a wrap. Now,
lawsuit. I'm not even kidding. I'd still go sue the shit out of him. Not even playing.
Rampage is going on the texting.
Dude, he went to Twitter and went off. Now,
Dana White has come out all this and has said right off the bat, you know, Rampage, when he loses a fight, he tends to do this. It's like a cycle for him. You know what I mean? Like he gets a little bit pissed off and he starts texting shit and stuff like this, and then
or driving down the highway, running into other people's cars. Maybe she was pregnant. Maybe she lost a baby because you
whatever.
Ran into
his
her.
name is fitting. He is definitely.
Well, I think it might be temper tantrum because that's what he's doing right now.
I mean, look, let's just go over some of these texts.
These are direct quotes.
Let me clear things up for my fans. It might take 2 tweets. I'm upset because I've been fighting hurt for a few years now because I have kids for y'all.
He had kids for me? No, you ain't have no kids for me.
I mean, some of this stuff you can't, you know, Rampage might have been a little tore up while he's texting. He's just been mad as shit, which all of us do at one time. He texts us, you know, basically putting at UFC, knew I was hurt most every fight, and I was hurt, but instead of saying thanks for not pulling out, they talk shit about a poor job. So I guess he's pissed off about some of the things that have followed that last fight he just had with
and you know
Bader.
What? In all fairness, and I'm guilty of it. I'm sure we're all guilty of it. Fighters are in fucked up situations, and when we asked Morgan, very rarely do you go into an event physically at 100%.
Right.
And he said the mental aspect is sometimes more important than the physical part. If you're not there mentally 100%, Morgan was like, you might as well wrap it up and don't even waste your time.
And you know, one of the things is what Rampage has to understand is too. Another side of this is that when you're a fighter or an athlete, you get paid a lot of money. You know, most of these athletes get paid a lot of money, and part of getting paid a lot of money is knowing that the public is going to criticize you.
Yes.
You're going to have guys like me and George call you out. So George and I sit here, and I don't know if you consider us part of the media or shit talking or armchair, whatever the fuck you want to call us, but we know that we're going to have keyboard cowboys and people that just fucking hate us because we're giving our opinions on certain things. That's just part of the game.
In Rampage, he puts himself in an interesting situation. If he comes out and tells us he's hurt,
okay,
we either respect him because he fought when he hurt, or we're gonna say stop whining. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I don't want to I don't expect anyone to be 100%.
Right.
The last thing I want to do, whether you won or lost, I don't want to hear how you were hurt. I don't care about me personally, I don't give a shit.
Right.
NFL players play hurt. Athletes at this level play hurt all of the time. It's expected. So I expect you to do it.
Right.
Suck it up. Take your paycheck. Take your lumps. Stop whining.
That's one of the things I liked about Silva when he fought Sonnen with the busted up ribs. His ribs were fucked up. You never heard it from his mouth.
Nope.
I mean, room had it was out there, but apparently before he fought Sonnen, it was talked about a lot. You saw he didn't throw as many punches and stuff like that. A lot of these fighters, like you know, like Morgan said, and like you're saying right now, just go into the ring fucked up. It's just part of the game, man.
Well, Rampage didn't stop there. He continues on to go, I never missed weight, but when I do, no one stopped for a second to ask if I was hurt. Whoa. Because you're hurt, you can't make weight. Right. Well, shit, what's Anthony Rumble Johnson's problem? That motherfucker missed 2 weight classes.
His problem is he's just signed with Titan Fights, because I've never heard of it. And I know there'll be somebody out there, huh?
Who?
Mr. Al,
Dude,
Titan Fights.
His first fight's in Kansas City.
They got to find him in a point.
James, do me a favor. Go get some footage.
Yeah. Yeah, get some footage, Jordy. Roll it in the background.
He finishes this off with just quick to talk shit, so I'm done with him after basically saying he's done with the UFC after this next fight. I'm not complaining about the money because I'm about to make a lot less money now, but at least people I fight for will appreciate what I don't think the fans don't appreciate what you do.
I mean, I'm a huge Rampage Jackson
So I'm not sure. Maybe he's thinking about the UFC and the brass. I mean, I like Rampage, but I'd also love, if he hasn't been healthy in 4 fights, I would love to see him, because he said, I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to paraphrase this one, now that he's found testosterone replacement, he can fight for a lot longer. Golly gee, really? So fucking get jacked up, takes 6, 8, 9, 10 months, a year off, get all the surgeries, get cleaned up, and come back.
Yeah. I mean, you see it, man. It's funny because, I mean, in MMA, it's, you know, it takes a huge toll on your body.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you see these guys.
So
I look
many
at
different
guys
things
that
after
are
training.
I mean, how many times we sit here and the event starts and we look at a guy that's been, you know, was at close to the peak of his game 2-3 years ago, and we're like, wow. The first thing we notice is like he looks soft. You know, your physique is tired. You're tired of training. You're beat up and stuff like that. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to take time off. The athlete today can take a year off. It's not like it was back in the 80s and stuff. In almost any sport. Look at Randy Moss. Look at Rasheed Wallace. They take a year off, and all of a sudden they're in their mid-30s, and people are like, oh, they're done. They're retired for good. Take a year off, and now they're fucking looking better than they did 5-6 years ago.
Who's Rasheed playing for?
Well, I mean, just from what they said when he yeah, he's the Lakers signed him, right? What's going on?
I didn't see him on the bench. Did you?
He wasn't on the bench.
Because we were pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, our seats were crazy, Shorty. I tweeted the back of Gasol's head. Anyway, back up. If you notice, we kind of stuck a plug in there about Anthony Rumble Johnson, who is now signed with Titan Fighting.
He says his time for the UFC is not now, but it will be coming. Who is he going to beat in Titan fights to convince anyone he should come back to the UFC? And if he does come back to the UFC, what weight class would he fight at?
He is. What flipped me out about it is and you know, I've never seen what he looks like in the off season. I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures of him in the off season, but right now he looks really heavy. You know, and sometimes it could be the picture. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's not a good picture. They got me when I blow. You know, I don't know if it was any of that going down.
Did you see the size of his head?
But he was bloated.
Dude, Bloody Elbow's got a picture of that cat. Wow.
And you will see that George and I are not exaggerating this much about how bloated he looks right now.
No,
I mean, he just looks heavy.
Hey, and Ramon, that dude's head right now is bigger than mine. So, and you need to brush up on your jokes because the head jokes aren't funny anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely bigger than yours. Now, Ultimate Fighter Live.
I heard it was good. I got it taped. I'm gonna wait to see first 32 fights or first 64, something like that.
First, you know, there were 32 guys. Basically, they fought live. They were 1-round fights, which I thought was really exciting. Yeah, 1 5-minute round, which basically says you got to go to work.
Oh yeah.
It was. I thought it was exciting. I said, you know what, this is different. They need to change it up. And but with all that promotion that FX did, it still fell short. You know, they were hoping to get 2 million viewers. I think they got 1.3. That's still short of what Spike TV averaged. It's not even close to what the heavyweight season. They had 4 million.
4.1.
Yeah. Now
that was
I
with
truly,
Brock though.
Huh?
That was with Brock Lesnar, wasn't it?
The heavies?
Yeah.
No, actually, I think that was with. It was also with Kimbo Slice.
Oh. Yeah, but I'm talking about the coaches.
Yeah, the coaches. Who were the coaches?
I think it was Frank Mir. Was it Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar?
I can't remember who coached Kimbo Slice in it. But I know that when Kimbo Slice was on that thing, it was big. You might want to check that out and look into it.
I'm going to help out because fucking we'll get ripped.
Anyway, I think it's neat. I think it's good because now it's live. It can simultaneously go on as Ultimate Fighter Brazil goes on, you know. So that's supposed to kick off on the 25th.
Hey, who came up with that idea?
Yeah, George has been talking about this, that he thought that the Ultimate Fighter should do either a Brazil show. You've been talking about that for like a year, or just get more international.
Hopefully, what this
you want it U.S. versus Brazil,
right? I hope this develops into a U.S. versus Brazil or Brazil versus Japan or something like that. Be more creative. Fuck, go Canada. I mean, there's guys in Canada all the time. That was actually that Ultimate Fighter was actually Rampage and Rashad were the coaches.
Right. That's right. That's right.
See, we fixed our own shit. So just before you, I hope you waited this long to get to this part of the video before you're like, you guys are idiots. Shut up.
Ultimate Fighter Brazil. So it is happening now. They announced the 32 fighters. You'll see them scrolling in the background. They're featherweights and middleweights.
Yeah, I'm not touching any.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million names. The notable entrants are going to be one is Rodrigo Dam. He's like a Strikeforce veteran.
Great last name.
And the other guy is Delson Heleno, I think. Heleno, he's been in the IFL. But those are the two notable fighters of the whole crew.
And this
of
is
32
where
people.
this is where I'm going to prove to be ignorant. This is the first time I've seen the list of the fighters, but I see a John Teixeira. Is that Glover's? Is he related to Glover, the guy who's training out of the pit, who's actually getting ready to make his U.S. debut?
I do not know that.
That would be interesting. So I'm sure someone out there will be able to tell me. And call
I do
me a
not
moron
know that.
And God knows what else.
But it's cool to be able to just for the next couple.
You want to tell them who our special guest will be next Monday night?
Yes. John Hackelman just texted us and said that he will be.
He'll be Skyping in again.
He will be visiting us via Skype.
So
next
if you
week
guys
for the
got
show.
any good questions, because I definitely want to talk to him about the referee thing. Because look, I've never fought in the cage. I don't know what it's like. He's fought in the cage. He's fought kickboxing. He's been around fighting his whole entire life, and obviously he's going to bring a different perspective than you or I could bring.
Yeah, and then we'll get that perspective, and then probably right after UFC 145, we'll probably talk with Mario and Fernando, the Yamasaki brothers. We'll probably interview them and talk to them about their perspective, on reffing.
So does that wrap up our MMA
That's going to
stuff?
wrap it up for MMA. I know.